Oh, good heavens, look at the time! Well, there's no time to waste. What the hell just happened? Who cares? Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Game Show. It's me, your boy Louis, back again with a brand new game review. Let me ask you something. Do you enjoy blasting through enemies with your trusty arc cannon while you listen to kick-ass music? Well, if you answered yes to all those questions, then tough luck. This is not a Mega Man review. Instead, today we're gonna be looking at a video game featuring our favorite space bounty hunter, Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. Okay, since this is the first Metroid video I make, I'm gonna give some background info. Super Metroid is the third game in the, well, Metroid series. The games focus on space bounty hunter Samus Aran and her many missions across the galaxy. She is silent, she is strong, she is amazing, but most importantly, she gets the job done no matter the danger. Atta girl. Her adventures usually revolve around her fight against the space pirates, who use biological weapons known as Metroids in an attempt to take over the galaxy. Simple premises, but all you need to understand what you're trying to achieve in these games. Without any further delay, let's check what Super Metroid has in store for us. But before I do that... That's much better, ain't it? The story takes place right after the events of Metroid 2. Having successfully eradicated the Metroid menace in the planet SR-388, Samus found a baby Metroid who, upon birth, thought of her as his mother. Samus takes this baby Metroid to the Galactic Federation for further investigation of the species and use them for the benefit of mankind. Not too long after, she receives a distress signal from the space colony where the baby is being held and goes to investigate. On her arrival, she finds out the entire place has been ravished, and after some investigation, she finds the baby Metroid, who's seemingly safe and sound. But oops, would you look at that? It's longtime nemesis Ridley, and he dukes it out with Samus. Ridley manages to overpower Samus and escapes along with the baby, setting off a self-destruct sequence. Samus quickly returns to her gunship and gives chase to Ridley in the nearby planet Zebes. You got your mission and you got your arm cannon. Save the baby Metroid from the clutches of the space pirates. Super Metroid is an action-adventure game with shooting elements, where exploration is the main focus of the series. Don't go expecting any help or an NPC telling you where to go. You're a lone bounty hunter and finding the right path is all up to you. You do start quite limited in what you can do in terms of firepower, but Samus can upgrade her power suit by finding items scattered across the world map. Not only do they help Samus in combat, but they are necessary to continue your exploration through planet Zebes. Super Metroid not only brought back staples in the series, but it continued to add more. These upgrades include better armor, different beams, bombs, missiles, you get the idea. One of the thrills in this game is to see how Samus grows in terms of firepower and abilities, going hand to hand to how the players becomes more experienced as you gain those upgrades, diving you more into the role of a bounty hunter with a job to do. Samus controls in such a smooth and responsive way. For starters, she can shoot in 8 directions. This wasn't possible in the games before this one. She is extremely agile and versatile, and despite wearing a huge chunk of armor, she has just the right amount of weight put into each of her movements, delivering a precise maneuverability without any input delay. Accompanying her arsenal on agility, Samus can also perform some incredible looking techniques. She can wall jump, shine spark, bomb jump, and heal herself in the nick of time. You get no in-game instructions to pull this off, but nothing beats the feeling of finding this out, practice them, execute them, and mastering them. Super Metroid just keeps pulling surprises into you and rewards your experimentation. You see, on my first playthrough, I recall finding out about the bomb jump and thought, man, if I can master this technique, I might be able to break the game. Then I found these little aliens who taught me how to wall jump. With some practice, I mastered the wall jump, thinking it couldn't get any better. Then I follow this sailing bird and shows me I can pull this amazing technique called Shine Spark. And before I made this review, I didn't know Samus has a technique called Moonwalk. It's not very useful, but I won't deny I had my laugh when I learned about it. The main setting of the game is planet Zebes, and is split into different sections. Criteria and Brinstar are your first places to explore and give you just enough time to get used to the controls and mechanics of the game. Norfair, a really hot place that can drain all your energy if you are not prepared. The Greg ship, home of the Ghost Fan Tune and many unholy creatures. Meridia, an actual fun water level after you get the gravity suit. And finally Torian, the control base of the space pirates and your final destination. They all bring their own challenges to the table, but have some perfectly crafted design and care put into them, delivering a learning curve that is executed in a flawless manner. The game will grow in difficulty as the player and Samus grow, which I find perfect for new players, and still it will manage to deliver a fun experience to veterans. It's thanks to this design that Super Metroid helped to boost the popularity of speedruns. Players will attempt to beat the game as fast as possible with different criteria and handicaps, all because of the flexibility, fluidity and accessibility that Super Metroid conveys. Graphically speaking, what can I say? I adore 2D sprites and Super Metroid is no exception. From designing a main character that stands out from the gloomy environment, from the menacing bosses and well-crafted areas that create a great sense of isolation, accompanied by an exquisite soundtrack that puts an eerie and mysterious tone, setting the perfect emotion for each area and each battle. Complement these two and you got yourself an excellent atmosphere, giving away a bigger immersion. The presentation for this game? Incredible. The game introduced a map feature that is very easy to understand, beautiful looking menus, the high detail put into every single area, the careful design of the sprites. It's a game that is almost 25 years old and it still holds a visual quality that I consider excellent for today's standards. After defeating all the bosses in the main areas, you gain access to the final obstacle to complete your mission, Torian. Eventually we enter this desolated room where we discover that— HOLY SHIT! No! Leave me alone! No! Oh. Phew, that was intense for sure. What you guys just saw was the baby Metroid, the one we attempted to save at the beginning of the game. And yes, it stopped because he recognized Samus as his mother. Man, kids are cruel. Going further, Samus has a battle with Mother Brain, who survived the events of the first game. After a relatively easy fight, she stands up again with a massive mechanical body and a massive taste of vengeance. But thanks to all the upgrades we got by far, this should be a piece of cake. Before Mother Brain can land the final hit on Samus, the baby Metroid comes in the nick of time to save his adoptive mother. The baby helps Samus regain her energy while protecting her from Mother Brain. Sadly, on one final assault, the baby is assassinated by Mother Brain, and Samus, filled with the power transferred by the baby Metroid, reigns the final judgment on Mother Brain in an extremely satisfying manner. With her defeat, yet another self-destruct sequence starts to move, so we got a few minutes to bail the hell out of here. Oh, wait a second. You can't abandon your space animal friends. Take care, fellas. Okay, now we can move. Go, 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 go. Come on, come on, come on, we gotta get out of here. Oh my god, man. Wait, is that? I can't believe it! Your animal friend survived! But what's most important, we beat Super Metroid! Now let's finish it once again, and yes, it's still goddamn amazing. After successfully escaping Zebes, you get your total playtime and percentage of how many items you collected. With this, you get an incentive to replay the game as fast as you can or find more secrets. And depending on how fast you beat the game, you get a different ending. By different, I mean seeing Samus with less clothes. Hey, I'm not complaining. there's only one thing left to do, and as obvious as this is, well, what do I think of Super Metroid? Oh boy! Where do I start? Super Metroid is one of those games that you just look at it and say, God damn, this is how video games are made. It's a prime example of the saying, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. It knew how to take everything that worked from its predecessors, polished it even more, and added a massive load of new great things, with a cherry on top. It's a game that not only delivers a ton of fun to your face with its structure, freedom, and exploration. It's a game that delivers an experience with its incredible music, beautiful detailed graphics, fantastic atmosphere, memorable combats, perfect presentation, tons of replay value, and just the right amount of challenge. It did more than set up a bar really high for video game standards. It left a legacy that will go on to inspire other excellent games to come, such as Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and it continues to inspire indie developers to this day with great titles such as Cave Story and Guacamelee. I recommend you to check those two. I definitely consider it to be not only one of the best games on the Super Nintendo, being my personal favorite there, but I also believe it's one of the greatest games ever made. If you have yet to try this game, I cannot recommend it enough. Whenever you get the original copy on the Super Nintendo, on the Super NES Mini, on the Virtual Console, on the Dead Virtual Console, on the Future Virtual Console, it's a game totally worth playing. And without much to say, I really hope you guys had an enjoyable time, and do not forget to check my other videos to support the channel or recommend the channel to someone else who is into video games. And do not forget that I wish you an excellent day, today and tomorrow. And I'll see you next mission. ¿Estamos bien?